Let me so are we live? So so um so I hear myself say something.
Test
Something?
1, 2, 3.
So
Okay, I,
so
I
I
can
hear
hear you on
myself
the
say
YouTube
something.
channel.
Both
Test
something?
one,
Yeah.
two, three of us.
Yeah, so we're absolutely live and yeah. So everyone, this is Game Slayer episode 83. This is very bland. There is zero thing on YouTube. There is anything. There is just us live, and that's because I'm the one streaming right now, and I don't have any setup ready yet. I've been gaming too much. Sue me. I'm so busy
You lazy.
gaming. I yeah. Let's get to the intros. Weeb, how are you, man? What you been playing?
I'm good. Had way too much to drink this week, but I managed to survive. Yeah, I mean, I've been playing Final Fantasy 16, of course. So yeah, unfortunately, still not finished yet. So don't think we can talk spoilers, but
That
close.
next week.
Yeah, definitely finish next week. I'm close to the end. Just like we discussed in before we went live, like they like the before the final mission, they have like a shit ton of side quests suddenly popping up, and of course you got to do them all. So yeah, that's keeping me from going straight to the finish. But yeah, I mean, still enjoying it. I mean, let's leave the review spoiler discussion for next week.
Got you. And Viper, my man, how are you? What you been playing?
How's it going? Hello everybody. Flip around on my corner to talk about games like we always do. Um, uh, I have been neglecting my PS5 for the last 3 days, four
Welcome to
days.
the
Ooh.
group.
Um, and the reason being is because I was playing Trails Zero, and some characters came up, so I decided to start with PC gaming as I explained it last time. So I originally had an older model PC that I had for about 12 years, and the game was stuttering. So I went out and got me a much more capable gaming PC that could handle it. So now
Congratulations, joining the PC waiter race, is it?
it's a laptop, and it was pre-made, so I didn't do anything special to it. I may up the hard drive and the memory, but that's about it. I'm not doing all that other stuff. And it's working beautifully. It's doing what it needs to do. I'm going to be gaming on it for about a month and a half, or until at least I feel finished until I finish the Trails into the Sky series. Um, but yeah, that's what I've been doing. I've been getting this PC together by downloading what I need, what I have, what have you. I actually made a Steam account versus doing emulation, so I'm a sucker for trophies, so I got to get these achievements. But that's pretty much what I've been doing.
Gotcha, gotcha.
I can't blame you for not putting your laptop together yourself, because the price you got for that was an absolute steal.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the price was amazing.
Yeah.
And so for those of you that would like to get one, if you check out Best Buy, you can get a HP Omen with a 4050 in it for $925. That's what I got it for.
Yeah, for me, I played a few games. I played the Case of Benedict Fox, which is a Metroidvania in a unique setting, and the setting is interesting, but the gameplay fell short, so I dropped it. I started a very overhyped game called Hi-Fi Rush, and I'm here to say, nah, the hype is justified. The combat is fun. The rhythm mechanic is boring, but the humor, it it's up there with Santa Monica. I mean, Insomniac. When it comes to the humor, I'm enjoying my time with it. Um, I wanna
Did
give,
did
yeah,
did, did you get it on Game Pass?
yeah, real talk, no
Huh?
joke, yeah. I got shout out to. Thank you for reminding me. Shout out to Napi Senshi on Vitamin G podcast. He is the one that provided me with the 15 days or 14 days free trial for Game Pass. That's how I was able to get to play Hi-Fi Rush. Um, I hate the Xbox ecosystem. Have I ever said that? What I mean by that is the button prompt, the Xbox button. I'm so used to the PlayStation button. When I see an Xbox button, I'm like, I wish I could change my overlay. But Hi-Fi is the only game that you can't even change your controller setting. I had I had to stop using my DualSense and just use a DualShock 4 controller because my DualSense wouldn't register for the high and mighty Bethesda game. And if I am playing an indie game, it's called Soldier right now. It not only auto connect on my PlayStation, on my PC, that I have a PlayStation 5. It also let me know that it's a PlayStation 5 that I'm using. And never have had I seen a PC layout or buttons or keyboard like instead of keyboard buttons when they're explaining something. It was always a PlayStation button. Yet Bethesda, a triple A company, a publisher, couldn't do that. I am bet money that Microsoft said, yeah, can't reject everything PlayStation related. Like you can't tell me that Bethesda Hi-Fi, even the case of Benedict Fox acknowledges PlayStation 5 controller. Yet Bethesda doesn't. But yeah, that's about it. As for next week, we're gonna have a field day with this one. Final Fantasy 16 spoiler cast. We're going in. Okay, let's jump to the first topic. So the first topic is apparently PlayStation 5 Pro. Not only is the thing, but apparently it's a beast of a thing. It's they wanted to be able to do 8. I say they wanted because until it actually do 8K, I'm not gonna say it's gonna do 8K. They wanted to be able to do 8K. They wanted to have acceleration accelerated ray tracing. Um, Other than that, real talk, I'm not into stuff like that. So, but yeah, are you guys excited about the PlayStation 5 Pro? Weeb?
Uh, well, do we know is if it's actually real?
Yeah, yeah. The leaker is the one that leaked the dual edge.
Okay. Uh, well, I can't say I'm really hyped for anything because I don't think it's necessary. But I mean, if it's gonna come out, I'll probably get it because I want to have the best gaming experience. But I mean, so far I don't really have any complaints about the PS5. Yeah, sure, if they can get actual 4K 60 consistently, and with ray tracing, that's cool. But yeah, so far, I got the leap, from the PS4 Pro to from the PS4 because that was really when 4K gaming was coming, and I had to sort of jump in on that. Um, but with the PS5, it kind of feels like it was designed to basically do all that, and like 8K whatever, that's not like it's not the jump, from what 4K did, right? That was definitely, where it had to be. That was definitely like a massive jump, and now it's just, it's sort of, nice to have, but not really necessary, to get the best gaming experience and get the most out of your TV or whatever, right? But you know, they do what they do. It's gonna be interesting, how Microsoft is gonna respond to that because
How can they
yeah,
respond to that?
well, they said like they will never want to be behind, in terms of hardware specs. So if the Pro is gonna be more powerful than the Series X, yeah,
But
then they
my
would have to release another console.
but my question again, they have yet to justify the use of Series X. Like Series X being dog walked by the PlayStation 5 every single
Well,
time.
there's a difference between brute force and so basically it's a paper tiger, right? They have the specs on paper, but in practice the PS5 is better designed. It's more developer friendly. It's easier to develop for. They have better optimization, better designed hardware, and it shows. It shows now that there is definitely uh, differences in performance that is now skewed in favor of the PS5, and that will probably continue with the Pro. And yeah, how they're gonna respond. I mean, we know they have not more Xboxes in development, so they're gonna release like a series. I don't know. Yeah, what's gonna be after the X, the Series Z, whatever, right? They're gonna release a more powerful version of the Xbox. It's gonna be probably they're gonna sort of overshoot again, so they're gonna make sure that the specs will be significantly higher, at least higher than whatever PlayStation is going to come out with the Pro.
So
But
let me read
prac
you the text of the Pro and then you can continue.
sure.
AMD 30 work group processor up to 60 compute unit. PlayStation 5 Pro RAM memory GDDR6 at 18 gigabyte GBps. Data transfer speed up to 27 gigabyte per chip. Custom AMD RDNA 3/4, higher frame rate at 4K, improved hardware, accelerated ray tracing. Apparently, PlayStation demoing PlayStation 4 Pro with developers, and development kit going developers in November. Um, Apparently, it's gonna have 23 plus teraflop
How many?
and Gen 4 SSD.
Sorry. What are the teraflops?
23 plus
23 plus. Okay.
23.
Yeah, I got.
Okay, and 780 gigabyte memory bandwidth and Gen 4 SSD. So they clearly wanna go in big.
Yeah.
The question is, how much is it going to be?
And in terms of price, you mean? That's definitely gonna yeah, probably 200 above the regular price. Wouldn't surprise me.
I am rating this between 600 and 650.
Yeah, they're gonna that's the challenge they're gonna have, right? Because especially since they're now also releasing on PC, essentially, if you get a great deal like Viper got on their gaming laptop, if they're pricing it too high, then you could just simply get one of those deals and have probably more power, and well, if you're content with being part of the PC Raider race, as you're calling it, you can you get around playing those games. So yeah, yeah, that would have to play that smart and price it not too much above the regular PS5. But yeah, that's definitely a big leap. I mean, if that's true, that's a massive leap. And then yeah, Microsoft would probably uh yeah, the thing is, like, if they already have one in development, it's not like they can just say, hey, okay, yeah, we're gonna add more teraflops to it because PlayStation has done the same. um but yeah, I would expect them to probably double whatever they have right now. So it probably will eke out maybe a little higher than the PS5 Pro with their next Xbox, but it will probably be the same thing where they just have try to brute force it and it end up being the weaker console purely because it was more poorly optimized. That's what I expect this is going to end up it. But yeah, um, like I said, I don't think it's necessary per se because, like you said, PlayStation 5 is definitely not losing out on in the power narrative in practice. But I get why they're probably sort of got the sort of the PS5, the PS4 Pro probably, if this again everything pans out, probably set sort of the new way of doing things, that you just have mid-gen refreshes of your console because you can sell more. You don't have to invest everything in building the next generation right away, but focus on this generation and just extend it by upgrading, or giving people basically SKUs where you can choose which one they want. If because they're not gonna expect everybody who bought a PS5 to just upgrade to the Pro, just like with the PS4 Pro. But they're gonna, hope that there's gonna be, or hope that they know that there's gonna be, a subset hardcore gamers are going to get that console, and maybe pull over a few people who are very sensitive towards the fact that you want to have the most powerful console, so therefore you're going to go for the one that has the most teraflops. I mean, it'll probably work out for them. And yeah, I mean, I probably will be a sucker as well. That I'll get that PS5 Pro as well,
So
because I did the same thing with the PS4.
I have a question because I never got the PS4 Pro. How much higher in price was the Pro over the regular?
Ooh, um, not that much. I think, was it 100?
I don't remember.
I think
And
it was
also, and
quite
also, how
reasonable.
better was the Pro versus the original?
Yeah, I was about to say. I know that the standards and settings that they're coming out with PS5 Pro, that leap would be a bigger leap than going from the PS4 to the PS4 Pro.
Oh,
Um,
definitely, definitely.
so it may be priced accordingly, maybe 150, maybe 200 higher. But I myself, I'm on the fence. I'm one of those consumers that'll be like, do I really need it? And then I'll compare the price versus the shit that I'm getting. If it's 100 over, I may go for it. I may trade in mine and get another one, or and get the Pro. But if it's 200 over, I may just say, I'm cool. I'm gonna sit back and chill.
Yeah, the thing is with that is that like I can't tell you really if the PS4 Pro made a lot of difference because once you switch, you're not going to just go back to your old. See, okay, how does the game play on the
True.
PS4? But I think late in that gen, there was definitely, and especially also with the cross-gen titles, that came out this gen, um, you probably see a difference there. And you had options, right? You had with the PS4 Pro, you had options, to go with performance mode or resolution mode. So that was sort of the added benefit there. And look, I'm certain that like I heard stories of people, where like and even stories like I think I'm not sure when I bought it. Like did God of War came out before Spider-Man, right? I think so.
What
Because
did you, what are you saying?
Did the PS4 Pro come out before Spider-Man? You say?
no, I was I think did God of War
Oh,
come out
okay.
before Spider-Man? I think so, right? I think Spider-Man
Mm,
came out after God of War. Yeah, because I bought the Spider-Man PS4 Pro. So I think definitely played God of War on the old on the regular PS4, and yeah, I did notice that was sort of taxing that console because I know it sometimes got uh so was spinning hard, right? Like wasn't lifting off or anything, but I did notice that it seems to without any performance drops, but I think the hardware was definitely more taxed than that one. So I'd say there's probably would have been a difference if I had continued playing on the PS4. I probably would have noticed that the hardware was much more taxed than it was with the Pro. So I'd say if that's any indication, but yeah, the thing is, like I said, like the leap is if this is true, leap is quite massive. Like it's pretty much double of what it's doing now. So I kind of wonder, you might see much more of a difference there. And I kind of wonder what they're going to do because then you basically have the same thing that Microsoft has right now with the Series S and the Series X, right? Because there's such a big difference between the two SKUs, and you have to
the difference, I think, is Microsoft. Um, I don't recall PlayStation ever what you call it, creating games specifically made catered for the pro.
Yeah. Now, remember my comment in our group chat about the Series S and I'm not worried. Now I see what you guys mean because the new games that come out, it doesn't matter if it's for the PS5 Pro or the PS5. They got to be made for both. So, and you're only as strong as your weakest link. So that would mean the PS5 is going to be pretty much dragging the Pro down because they're not going to make one for the Pro and not make it for the regular.
Yeah, because I don't recall ever games existing for the pro only.
Yeah, and for the no, they didn't, but that didn't really matter that much considering the leap wasn't like look if you say percentage wise, probably the leap was could be in the same extent to what they're doing right now. But the question is, yeah, can you really counter that like that? Like, is it is one like if you go from 1 to 2 teraflops? I'm just stating a hypothetical here. Like that's like doubling it. So it would be is that the same as double going from whatever 11 to 22? Like is that leap the same? Is it happening in the same way? But the difference, of course, with the Series S is that that's a console that's essentially it's already basically a last gen console purely based on the specs. Like it's already by design holding back the Series X.
Yep.
But with a PS5 Pro, like games the PS5 is already a next gen console. It's already basically the standard. So the question is, what are they going to do with that extra teraflops? But it does feel like they're never going to make games exclusively for the Pro, so it does kind of feel like yeah, in the end, it's gonna hold it back because you could potentially make much better games or more beautiful games or what bigger whatever, but you can never do that because it has to run on a PS5. So the only thing you could do with that extra capacity in terms of power is running at a high resolution, higher frame rate, or more ray tracing, those kind of things. And
So,
maybe that's enough. Maybe like they are saying like, yeah, don't expect graphics to become get better or the leaps are not going to be as big as they used to be because we're kind of sort of hitting the limit of what we can do. Um, but yeah, we'll have to wait. See, like, I don't know if I'll still sort of hold off until I actually get an official confirmation if this is actually true and if these are actually going to be the specs.
well, with that being, I believe that the PS5 Pro is would be pushing like PC territory. Now, what I mean by that is I know that as of right now, um, when you play on your PS5, you get to choose between 30, 60, and for
Hmm.
the FPS, shit like that. But maybe there may be more tweakable settings on the PS5 Pro where it'd be like almost PC like. I get that the fundamentals of the game can't be leaps and bounds over the PS5. And what I mean by that is they can't design a game and all of a sudden it runs perfect on PS5 on the PS5 Pro, but it runs like shit on the PS5. They won't do that.
I don't think my PlayStation have ever done that or will ever do that.
Yeah, well, I'm also talking about the fundamentals. Like, they could like let's say for example add space, and they're doing a space game. They could do like procedural planets on maybe PS5 Pro, but they can't do it on the. I'm talking about like the development process for the game.
I got you, but again, I don't recall seeing that with
No,
my.
I don't either. That's what I'm saying. I don't know, and they wouldn't do that.
Mhm. So yeah, I wish the other were here to get their side on it, but as for us, I think we all agree that it's not needed, but you guys gonna get it. As for, I mean, it's fair to agree on, right? As
Yeah,
for me,
Sorry, I'm a sucker.
if I can make trade my PlayStation 5 and get a Pro, I might do that.
yeah, that's the only way I'm getting it. I'm not flat out buying an extra one. I would have to trade in one of our PS5s to get it.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay, you have already multiple PS5, so
Yeah.
that would be
Okay,
fine.
the next topic is Spider-Man 2. We saw story trailer.
Oh yeah, man, I'm
Um,
ready. I'm so ready for this game.
they revealed a limited edition of Spidey with a custom edition, and this time around they were not stupid enough to remember, oh yeah, we have people that already own a PlayStation. How about just having being the ability to buy the plate separate and not be forced to buy a console by itself as well? So good on PlayStation for doing that. Design bare minimum. Let's keep it real. I don't know if you guys seen the Miles Morales one that I shared.
Yes, I like that one much better than the one that's there. It's like they did the bare minimum. It's like they stuck a sticker of a picture on there, painted it a little bit, and then
Right?
yeah, I like the other one, the one you put out much better. That was pretty nice.
Yeah. Um, I'm
Not saying
I'm I'm
not,
genuinely yeah. Go ahead.
I'm not saying it don't look good. It does look good, but it's the
No,
bare minimum.
it's if you compare it to the Miles Morales one, it doesn't. It looks cheap compared to Miles Morales one. It make you it make you question why isn't PlayStation putting that much effort into their console design? Now I'm talking about the plate. Are they afraid of the consoles overheating because of the plate? Are too busy?
I mean, if you got a lot of material sitting on the outside, you got to think about it. It does heat up. If you put your hand on it, it does heat up quite a bit when you're playing a game that uses the processes intensively. So if you got like cloth and all these other like other materials that doesn't handle heat well, I wouldn't say it would overheat, but your plate could start melting, I guess, because it'll look the paint and shit will start chipping and cracking and stuff like that. So
So, what about controllers? They should be able to do controller justice.
I'll agree with that one.
I got you on that end, right?
Right.
Wait, what's your thought? Did you see the Miles Morales one?
Yeah, so look, I'm not planning on getting the plays or the controller. Like I said, I already have like 7 DualSense controllers, including the Edge. So I don't need any more. And yeah, the plays, like I got my purple plays, and they're still the best plates. So I don't really need
Mm-hmm.
any more plates. So yeah, I mean, it's cool that they're finally doing it, because they had done some of it before, but they need to do this for every fucking major game they're releasing, because that's the
Thank
whole
you.
point of the plates.
They missed out on God of War. They missed out on uh, Ratchet and Clank. They missed out on Final Fantasy 16.
Oh, that did they have plates for Final Fantasy 16?
No, they only had
The controller.
the controller
Oh,
and they
okay.
had a PlayStation, but not played by itself, so far I remember. And the controller design was lackluster to say the least.
Wait, so they never put the plates on sale separately?
Not so far I know. This is why this one is almost like a revolution that they are listening finally and giving us a plate that is non-white, non-green, non-blue, none all that stuff.
I'll double check, but I thought when they were selling the bundles, they weren't selling them separately. But then after the game dropped and went live, like I thought that after a couple of weeks they changed that and started selling them separately. And I'll have to look that up. I don't know
I'm
for
looking
sure.
it up right now. I have my phone with me, so I can Google it right now.
I do know when they were selling the bundles and the PlayStation that they were not sold separately at that time, though. That I do know.
So yeah, there is no plate. I just looked up Final Fantasy 16 plate, zero plate. But if I go now, Spider-Man 2 PS5 plate, it shows up in an instant. So yeah, just Google. Wow, I'm gonna share you guys this and tell me if this doesn't look sick. I shared it.
All
And
right.
sorry guys, I'm not in it. I don't know how to show something on YouTube that
Hmm. Yeah, that's a lot, yo.
what do you mean was a lot?
Hold on, I'm actually going. I'm just going off of the picture on that the link. I actually didn't click on the link yet because it's in a language I don't understand.
It don't worry about it.
Yeah, I just
He,
clicked.
he says, it's the devil's language, man.
But I'm looking at the picture from the link that you posted, and that's doing a lot. I can't. It looks like it's not really painted like with the coat, but it's doing a lot, really.
What do you mean? Okay, good a lot or bad a lot?
I wouldn't know. I'd have to put my hands on it and feel it.
Mm. So basically, you can buy it for 20 buck.
That's it.
Yeah,
Oh, it's a sticker. It's not the
it is a
okay.
sticker. Yeah,
Okay.
but
Okay.
here is the question: would you have realized that the sticker from far away?
Uh,
No,
no.
let me ask you a different question before you
Uh-huh.
answer this one.
Uh-huh.
Would you care that it's a sticker?
Yes, because
Interesting.
I am I don't know if you've ever tried to put a screen on an iPhone or an Android, like a screen protector, but it's usually not perfect when you do it. So I feel as though if I'm going to put a sticker on my PS5, it's going to be messed up somehow. Whether I might have chipped a corner or it's crooked, or you'll notice from a distance that it's going to be a sticker if I put it on.
Mm-hmm. I mean, if you have two left hands, that's a you problem.
That's a you.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Uh,
But I understand what you mean. I understand what you mean. It. So you would rather pay more for something with quality then?
yes, most definitely. If it's
Mm-hmm.
my mother-in-law taught me, and my mother-in-law always does this whenever we go out somewhere, and whenever we're going to a, let's say for example we're buying furniture and we see a couch that we like that's like $500, and then we see one that's 3,000, and you can't really tell the difference between the quality. My mother-in-law will always say, get the $3,000 one because there's chances are that's going to be a higher quality one. Now, do I always go by that rule? No, because I go by the eye test and I go by the touchy test, the feel test. So normally higher priced items are of higher quality, and that's what I usually roll with.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Gotcha.
yeah, yeah, I'm gonna just leave it at that.
And Weave, what your thought? Did you see it? Weebo Weebo.
Oh, sorry. Was it directed to me?
What your did you see it?
Yeah, I saw it. It's way too busy for me.
Way too busy? Okay, so
Yeah.
what your thoughts on the whole
And
Sticker.
what?
Uh,
Wait, I already said that.
what your thoughts on the whole sticker thing?
Like I said, it's way too busy for me.
No. The concept of it being a sticker. Do you care?
Yeah, because that yeah, I mean, it, I will always fuck up with stickers.
Oh, okay. So you also have two left feet, left hand.
Yes, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a perfectionist though, so like I'm looking at my iPhone right now. It's almost perfect, but I got this teeny tiny fucking half a millimeter
I know, I know.
that's on my screen, and it won't go away no matter what I do. So like I said, I'm a perfectionist. It has to be 100% perfect. Even if it's 99.9996 on point, I'm gonna be upset.
You want it to be 100%. Okay, I got you. Okay, so Spider-Man 2 trailer. How was it for you guys?
Okay, so real quick for me, I actually haven't seen it yet. Uh,
Mmm.
and it's not that I'm avoiding it. It's not that I don't want to see it. It's just that I've been gaming, and normally when I'm on my PlayStation, I check out YouTube every now and then. But now that I'm on PC and it's for gaming,
This
um,
dude went PC waiter race and his
Same as you,
entire.
man. Same as you.
I don't even
Don't judge him.
I got a one track my PC gaming only. I don't want to put anything. I know I just put OBS on it today, but um I don't want to put anything on it other than gaming. And then OBS is going to be used for gaming related shit. So um anything else I have taken off or removed because that's only processes I want used on that laptop is that. So and I know YouTube can be a website. It doesn't have to be an app, but like I said, I'm minimizing any and everything that's on this laptop. It's for strictly gaming.
Mm-hmm.
And
PC waiter race.
and if I'm using the laptop, that's all I'm doing. I'm not doing anything else on it. So that's why I haven't seen the video yet. The moment I put on the PS5, I'll go ahead and check it out.
Okay. Weeb, what's your thought on the trailer?
Oh, I love it. I mean, look, I'm already sold, so you don't really need like I
Yeah,
said before. I never need trailers for games like this for the Sony exclusives. But yeah. I mean, it's great seeing more of the story. It is a bit spoilery, I think,
it
because
is. It is. Which
yeah,
I question, why would you do that? Why would you? Again, so here is the thing. I went in with Final Fantasy 16 story wise blind. And when I say blind, I really mean blind. I had no idea what's happening. I had no idea who is who, what faction is what, who is sleeping with who is eating who. I had zero idea, and I enjoyed it way better than if I had found if I came in knowing you're gonna have this summon and that summon and this and that. So let it be known you don't need to spoil your entire story to sell me on your game. Just show me gameplay and don't show new skills that too much. Just show a little bit and call it a day. Just show a
Right.
little bit improvement, what's different, what's new, and call it a day. But instead, they're like, yeah, let's show you how Peter Parker went, and this is hypothetical, it's not true. Went from being Spider-Man to being Superman, something like that. I'm like, leave that for the story, leave that for the game.
My
Uh,
my my
yeah,
brain my brain just did a rewind for a second. I'm sorry. Did you say who's eating who?
yeah.
Okay.
It's an example, but innocent.
well,
But to be
it's an
fair,
oddly specific example, Omar.
though, it is Final Fantasy 16 we're talking about,
Mm.
and some cast members are a little bit on the crazy side. So yeah,
So
if they eat each other, then is that a crime?
I thought I heard that, and I was like, I know I didn't hear that. I'm gonna just continue doing what I'm doing here, and then I was like, wait a minute,
Mm.
say that. But yeah, I get it.
But yeah, real talk, I'm super excited for this.
Yep.
Um, from everything that they showed gameplay wise, this is gonna be the next gen game that we all want and love.
Yep.
The question is, where they gonna take the story? And who is Venom? And more importantly, did you weep see maybe the future that is what's her name? Yuri.
Yep. I did.
Do you think that's Yuri?
Definitely.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that was a bit too much? Spoiler.
No, because anybody who knows anything about the character knows that that was going to happen. I mean, that's what's
I
perfectly
mean,
set up in the first
I
game.
didn't. Real talk, I didn't.
Well, yeah, then you're doing yourself a disservice by watching the trailer, or you should have researched. But
But why should I? And apparently they showed Martin Lee.
that's not really a spoiler, though. I
Uh,
mean,
I had no idea that it's him. They
yeah,
can show it to you
I
and
had
you
to.
can miss it.
Yeah, I mean, I initially didn't realize it was him either, but from the context, like you realize, yeah, okay, this makes total sense why Miles was sort of kind of want to get revenge on him, what he did to him. So yeah,
Mm. Um, Spider-Man 2. I have no idea story-wise, but do you think they might kill Miles or Peter?
no,
Let me then ask you this: is this the the final Spidey game, or are we gonna get a part three?
we're gonna get part three.
Maybe part three with Miles.
No, we're gonna get a part three with Gwen.
We don't even know Gwen is here.
Oh, I'm gonna bet they're gonna do that because that makes sense. That with two you have two Spider-Mans, with three you have three.
But so you think they're gonna introduce Gwen right
That's
now?
I think so. Why, if it's sort of the pattern that they're following, like it's pure speculation, but like maybe they're going to introduce her the same way they did with Miles in the first Spider-Man game, and then give her maybe her own standalone thing. Who knows? I mean, the only thing that sort of is with Miles, like he has unique powers, so that's how he can differentiate himself from Peter. But yeah, with Gwen, I don't think she has any particular power, so that might make it so that it's not impossible. They could just give her different moves, or make her a particular type of character. I don't know, maybe she loves gadgets or whatever. So there are ways you can do that. But I say like it like the thing is like with this version of Spider-Man, like Miles in the comics doesn't coexist with Peter Parker. He's a different version of Spider-Man. Like even in Into the Spider-Verse, like the Peter Parker of his universe. Spoilers if anyone hasn't watched Into the Spider-Verse, yeah, dies and he
Wait, hold
takes
up.
over.
The first one or second one?
The first one,
Okay, then you're good.
yeah. So this is like quite a unique universe where both of them coexist. And same with Spider Gwen, like she's an alternate version of Spider Man where Peter Parker dies and she becomes Spider Man. Where in traditional story she dies, like in the Amazing Spider Man 2. So that would be interesting to have her exist as a Spider Woman, in the same universe as Peter Parker and Miles Morales. So uh, Yeah,
I
it's
have
of
a
course
question.
pure
How
expense.
can how
Yeah,
can they do that? What I mean by that is we have Mary Jane.
yeah. So
Should are Mary Jane and Peter Parker gonna what you call it? Oh wait, if you played not you in Miles Morales, she kicked him out, right?
no, she was abroad.
Abroad?
Yeah, so in a different country.
Yeah, yeah, but when she at the very end, he moved in with Miles.
No, did he?
Yes, Peter moved in with Miles at the very end.
Are you sure?
So far I remember, yes, cause Mary Jane kicked him out. Let me look it up very quick. That's how I remember.
Is he right, Viper?
Yeah, I'm straight.
But yeah, I didn't ask if you were straight.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Uh,
I was at Quantum Error posts and reading what these fucking Xbox people.
yeah, that.
But yeah,
There we
what
go.
was? Sorry,
No, no.
I pay
Oh,
attention. I was
did
preoccupied.
did did Mary Jane kick Peter out at the end of Miles Morales?
Um, shit. My brain is hazy. I don't even remember.
No, it doesn't seem to be. I might be have it mixed with the first Spider-Man. I was just
Uh-huh.
checking, cause the ending is just uh,
Yeah.
them being together. Then
Well,
it's
I
the
didn't.
first
Right.
Spider-Man. Okay, okay.
I didn't. I don't even remember seeing Mary Jane in
No,
the.
no, she wasn't. She was in
Oh,
She
I
in
mean,
wasn't.
not.
She was outside.
she
Okay.
what's the country again where Silver Sable's coming from? I think she was in that country.
Oh, okay.
Siberia.
No, not Siberia. That's not a country. Doesn't matter. Let's move on.
Okay. Yeah, doesn't matter. I'm looking forward to Yuri. Wish I'm gonna be a sucker for it, but I really hope that you get to play as her in DLC. Cause I don't know how the race is.
Okay, but yeah, I mean that was pretty much set up. But the thing is, like, you know,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah. She did. She was a setup. If you played the Hammer
yeah, yeah,
DLC.
but yeah, like it's not like you can't hold that against the game that you don't know that she's Wraith because in the same extent, like if you don't know who Venom is, then you didn't get the reference of Venom in the first game.
Real talk. We're not gonna talk about that Venom, cause that can be a spoiler.
For the first game.
No, 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 no. For this one,
I mean,
cause
that was pretty obvious
uh,
from the very first game.
I mean, it can be people. I'm just
and
gonna
and
say that.
they literally didn't even they spoiled that before the trailer. That they spoiled that in the interview.
Wait, interview?
Yeah, yeah, they didn't even hide that. They have actually came out. I was called Itahar, the director. I think he literally said that in the interview. Like, yeah, this is our take on Venom, and told you exactly who he was.
What?
Yeah,
A good thing I didn't watch the interview.
we oh, you didn't? Okay.
No, I didn't. Like that mental.
I mean, that was pretty much set up from the first game, so I don't really see that as like a huge spoiler.
I would have agreed until I saw the gameplay for part 2 and I saw who is using the black suit.
Yeah, but like, don't you know anything about Venom? That's pretty much in that's a well-known story in Spider-Man. Pretty much every adaptation of Spider-Man has a Venom story where initially Spider-Man has the symbiote, and then it goes to generally it's Eddie Brock. That's
Eddie Brock, yeah.
yeah. And this is yeah, or well, I don't know if you have to hide it, but
No, I know who it is then, because I played the first
yeah,
one.
yeah.
So, interesting. So it is confirmed, which again, stupid thing to do.
Well, yeah, only for the people who've been living under a rock.
Not per se, no. Okay, so what if it was Peter that was Venom? How would you
No,
have felt then?
Peter is never been Venom. Peter
But
has
that's
had
the
symbiote.
thing, it's their take on it. What if they made him Venom?
Yeah, but that the thing is like it is not really original because Peter has had in the original story has had the symbiote, which is also the reason why the symbiote has like the Spider-Man logo on him, or the Venom has the Spider-Man logo on him because he was initially bonded with Spider-Man, and eventually he got rid of him because because of the evil influence it had on him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not a secret. That's integral to the character. So it wouldn't really make any sense that Spider like, and you don't even like the initial reveal trailer of Spider-Man 2 actually showed you Spider-Man and Miles, Peter Parker and Miles versus Venom. So I mean, when would that twist have worked, because it literally shown that it's a different character.
Mm-hmm. Mm, I I don't know. I just wish that I thought maybe Insomniac gonna do something different, like make because apparently what's his name, Miles Morales is Venom as well. Not in this one, but apparently he was Venom as well.
Could be. I'm not that familiar with the comics to know if there was a story where he became Venom, but it's possible. But yeah, look, I do agree with you. Like, it would have been an interesting twist that they're setting it up as if character X is going to be Venom, and then it's somebody else in the game. So I agree with you in that one. They could have like, yeah. The thing is, of course, clearly they're not trying to add a twist there. They're just they're already essentially confirmed that what they're setting have set up in the first game is basically what it's going to be. So it's not going to be at any twist. And hey, look, we're trying to lead you on that this is going to be Venom, and in the end, it's going to be somebody else. But yeah, if they were planning to have a twist, sure, it would be very stupid to reveal that who's going to be at the beginning. But clearly, then they're not. So it would have been very creative. I agree with you. I would say I would applaud them if they had done that. But they already have their twist, right? They already have a different version of Venom here, so that's fine. It's just the only thing that I kind of feel and again, yeah, do we really have to avoid spoilers because it's basically if you watch a trailer, it's in there. Um,
I watched the
but
spoiler, so you can talk about that.
okay, so the thing is, like, I do have a. The thing is, I kind of feeling like we're basically getting this exact same story arc we had in the first game, because there, Peter was working with Otto, right, with Dr. Octavius.
Mm-hmm.
They were friends, and in the end, he betrayed him because he became, a supervillain. And this feels like the same story again because we
Mm-hmm.
see him introducing him to his friends, blah blah blah, and then in the end becomes the villain and betrays him, and so it's basically the exact same story again.
I mean, yeah, but we've seen it happen. The same thing with God of War. God of War story was the same thing all over again. His son
Mm.
not listening to him, and at the very end he does listen. I'm like,
No, I don't agree with that. The story of Ragnar was very different from the first
nah.
two. Yes,
We went on another arc. Him not listening to his father. Congratulations.
there was no arc with him not listening to his father. There was that he became sort of when he realized he realized the truth that he was a god. He became fucking arrogant and drunk on his power, and eventually, and here this is different. Here is we actually set out with him on this adventure, and it's not a matter of him, unable to deal with the fact that he's a god or becoming conceited or whatever. It's just that he is obsessed with trying to save his father, and he's thinking that what he is doing is the only way he can do it. So it's very very different. Like that doesn't even come close in it's not the same plot, right? It's a
Okay,
very different one.
and you did say the same thing. What I mean by that is you did feel that it was almost the same with Horizon, right?
Um,
That was your word, if I remember correctly.
I have to think. No, that was with the Frozen Wilds.
Oh,
That
the
was literally,
DLC. Yeah, the
yeah,
DLC.
that was literally the same story there as the main story. You had a
Yeah.
rogue AI that you had to start. So basically, they replaced Hades with Hephaestus, and he also corrupted machines, but in different ways. So it's exactly sort of the same story there. So that sort of felt like a recycling of the main story.
Mm.
And like, look, we have to see how Spider-Man plays it, but at least the plot seems to be similar. You have a friend who becomes the big bad and betrays you, and so it does feel like sort of they're kind of by trying to be different, like have adding a twist. Oh, this is our version of Venom. They're essentially doing the exact same thing they did with the first game, and that I hope they're going to be more creative there. But it's something that once you think about, okay, yeah, they're doing the same thing here.
Mm-hmm. And does that affect you?
No, not particular. I what I've seen and what I'm expecting, I'm totally hyped for this. But um, yeah, I do. It does feel like they had this brilliant idea, and they're didn't realize that by by doing this twist, they're repeating themselves. So they're essentially copying themselves by trying to be different from the source material. And that's kind of maybe an oversight there. Like I at least like it's sort of like what the problem with the MCU version of Spider-Man, where every villain he fights is somebody who was wronged by Tony Stark. So that's sort of like there was a same with Homecoming and Far From Home. Both had villains. Like the only the third one had, of course, the all the multiverse villains, but like the first two basically had just the villain was a disgruntled ex Stark employee or somebody was wronged by Tony Stark. So he was basically fighting Tony Stark's villains. That's sort of what's the problem of that version of Spider-Man, and they're kind of maybe falling into the same trap by having the villain being a friend of Spider-Man. who eventually betrays them, sort of thing. But we have to see how this pans out. And though, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
if there's going to be a third game, which there's going to be, I do hope that they're at least think about making the main villain not a friend of Spider-Man this time around.
I mean, maybe it's gonna be Spider-Gwen. She is gonna be the villain.
I mean that would literally be doing the same thing again.
Same thing?
Yeah, because that's a friend turning into a villain. No, I expect. Yeah, I mean, there's different ways you can go about it. I mean, it could be Carnage because that's
Maybe
sort of
Carnage?
Carnage. Yeah,
Would they be able to build up Carnage? Cause Carnage is
Oh,
18 plus, right? Like his crew. He killed mad people, right?
I mean, you can do like the wasn't the second Venom movie also PG-13, so you can do Carnage without going R-rated. You don't have to do that. But yeah, Carnage could be, or yeah. The thing is, the one we don't have yet is the Green Goblin, right? Because yeah, that could be the setup for maybe three, where Norman Osborn finally turns into the Green Goblin.
Yeah. Um. What if it was someone else that turned into the Green Goblin?
Yeah, the problem with that is that there are actually already characters that are like different versions. Like you always have the Hobgoblin, which was a different character that so was ripping off the Green Goblin within the Spider-Man lore.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so yeah, I mean, it like I do feel like this naturally can lead to it because yeah, no, okay, let's start with pretense. Harry is Venom because I have confirmed that. So
Mm-hmm.
what if Harry like it seems like the entire idea is that he has this illness and the Venom symbiote sort of is necessary for him to cure him, right? And it's like in the end, and he becomes Venom, and in the end, Spider-Man defeats Venom and removes the symbiote, but that causes Harry to die because he needs it to survive. But they cannot be kept together because he will turn into a monster. That could be the thing that will push Norman over the edge and turn into the Green Goblin. That would make sense.
Mm-hmm. Um. At the very end, gameplay, we see him. He have now a wingsuit. I'm super excited for it.
Oh yeah, this year is fucking killing me. Too many games to play.
Mm-hmm.
if it's killing you, I'm dead.
I'm already in the afterlife, man.
So
Yo, Barbie. Barbie did more than the Flash.
It's probably a better movie too. So
So I am dreading this one. Let's talk Project Q, shall we?
oh god. Okay. Thing looks like a fucking boomerang.
what?
A boomerang.
Don't disrespect Boomerang. They are cool. Project Q isn't.
What's Project Q?
Oh, you don't wanna know. Sadly, we're gonna talk about it right now. Project Q is the
Oh, that
handheld
oh
the
that fucking
PlayStation
hand.
is doing, and I
I mean,
that shit
but that's not
look
that. It's not even.
clunky
It's
to
not even a
play
fucking
with.
handheld. It's just a strap on
Can
for your
you
phone.
imagine holding
Mhm.
something from one hand to one hand and try to play with it? I'm like,
Well, honestly, actually, it looks easy to grip and play because the controller parts are out of the way of the tablet part. But with that being said, it I think the feel will be good, but I don't know if I could, you know, play it, especially considering it's just a remote play device. It's not, its own.
Mm. Look, I love you, PlayStation, and I'm gonna buy the Pro if that ever comes out. But yeah, no, I'm not gonna buy a fucking streaming device.
Thank you. Especially when you can't even take it with you.
Well, actually,
No, the entire point is you need to connect it
oh,
to your PlayStation.
right, you're right. But with that being said, though, um, I think that what the I don't know if this thing is going to have its own data plan. That's the problem. If it has a data plan like a cell phone, then you should be able to remote play not in the house. But if it's not gonna, if you can't get a data plan with it, you ain't gonna be able to. You can't take it with you. You got to stay home.
Mm-hmm.
Because
So
I will tell you this. Um, I remote play on my phone when I'm at somebody's house that I don't feel like being at. Usually it's my mother-in-law's or some of my wife's friends. And I pop off my phone's case and I go ahead and throw on the backbone and I remote play. Now, and sometimes I do it at work when I have downtime. Now, if I'm able to just take that with me instead of popping off my case and putting my phone in the backbone, and I could just take it with me to work and play it that, I will get it because I have use for it. But if I can't do that, if I'm stuck in the house with it, there's no point.
Weep, if you can take it with you, would you buy it?
No, I don't need a fucking streaming device. I mean, look, I already have two handhelds that I can take with me. I have a Switch, I have a Steam Deck. What the
That's
fuck would I need a PlayStation streaming device?
Especially the Steam exists. Not Steam. Put Steam aside. Switch exists.
Yeah,
A
I mean,
Switch, you can take it with you.
yeah, like I
You,
said, and and
yeah,
she and she and the thing is like, hey, and don't forget Steam Deck, right? PlayStation games are available on Steam, so
for the
I can
most
literally
part.
I can literally play, God of War, uh, on the go already, with a Steam Deck. So
Weep,
why the
you had one job. Why are you cheating on PlayStation like that?
well, I don't own God of War on Steam.
Mm.
I don't really like. I don't really want to replay the game on a handheld. Like the fact is, I barely use my Steam Deck handheld mode anyway because I have a dock and it's far more convenient to just play on the couch. But I sometimes take it with me when I'm not at home and want to play a game, so that's fine. Problem with the Steam Deck is that it's a bit heavy, so the Switch in that sense works better as long as you replace the Joy Cons with the Hori pads because those actually don't hurt your hands as much as the Joy Cons because they will hurt your hands eventually.
Hmm. Um, have you ever flew with a Switch uh,
Uh,
on the
on a
plane?
pla No, no, no. I did have a DS when I uh, flew to Japan,
Wait,
and
you went to Nippon?
Japan.
Not Nippon.
Oh, Nippon. Yeah. Sorry, thought you said Nepal.
That's cool. Where did you go?
Oh, fuck, man. Been so long. It's been ages. Uh,
Asia. You went to the land of anime and you didn't tell us.
I didn't even know you back then.
I'm joking, but that's dope.
Yeah, I mean, I can recommend it. It's absolutely the mecca of weeps, right?
Oh yeah, okay. Okay, good one. So yeah,
You can
you
call me a
use
wheelchair
the
for the game.
DS. Viper, have you used your Switch?
Yes, when I first bought the Switch, it was like 6 months after it dropped. Um, I used it for about 3 months heavily. This was I had the PlayStation 4 at the time, and I was running out of games to play because I had played everything that I wanted on the PS4 at the time when I was waiting for um the PS5 to be announced because it wasn't announced yet. Um, and when I took the Switch with me on a plane. I took it, on road trips. And it did its job. I got to play games on the go, and it was perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm. So would you rather have a Switch or this abomination?
He said, Uh, I would go with the Switch. And actually, now that I've bought games for it, honestly, I forgot I had it because it was in my daughter's playroom for the longest. And because if I would have remembered that we had a Switch, I definitely would take that shit on a cruise with me because I was bored as fuck during the times when we weren't doing anything. But yes, I would rather do the Switch than the Abomination, simply
Mm-hmm.
because you can take it wherever you want. Like I said, I don't know if that thing has a data plan or not, so I'm stuck at home with it. What the fuck is the point?
Let's
Uh,
say let's say it does. How much is that going to eat your net?
oh, that's gonna be a lot because a data plan with Verizon, if you got an unlimited data plan, it's like $43 a month, $45 a month, and that's if you have more than one phone line. The price goes up the fewer phone lines you have. So if you only got one phone line, it's like $60 a month. But if you got four phone lines, you only pay like $40 a month. So
So translation is
it's going to eat some money, and I'm not going. I wouldn't pay for a data plan for it. If they said that I need to have a data plan for it, even though I said I would, get it if a data plan was involved, I'm not going to fork over the money for a data plan because I got three cell phones in the house already between me, my wife, and my daughter, and I'm not adding another $40 to that.
right. Especially how you are like, nah, I already pay for online.
Yeah, that's true too. Well, shit, and I don't even play for online because that's not what I got it for. I play single player games all the time. So essentially, I pay it for the extra games that's available, not really for the online.
I mean, second point is me too. I pay it. But wait, you pay for extra game, but you buy them as well.
Yes, like Stray was on PS Plus. I believe it was day one, but I didn't. I still want to.
Yeah.
I want to board it. I did. I wasn't. My thing is, I don't want a service to be able to take a game away that I want to play. Um,
Same.
if it's a game that I really don't care about, let's say for example, NBA 2K23, I may go, all right, I'm gonna add it from the library, but I'm not, focused on wanting to play that game. So if PS Plus ever went away and 2K23 goes with it, I'm like, okay, well, that's not a game I really wanted to play. I just got it because it was there. Um, so yeah, if it's a game I really want to play later on down the line, I'm buying it whether it's PS Plus or not. And fact of the matter is, normally everything they're throwing in PS Plus I already have. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
At least the games I want to play. Yeah.
yeah, you're right. The games that I want to play, and I
So
tell you this, Diablo 4. My God, that was a mistake. I should not have bought that.
really,
Um, and I'm having personal issues with it because the servers are always fucking up when I try to get on. Always. From the time when I got the when I bought the $100 fuck nigga edition to get on early, all the way up until right before I went on a cruise. I was able to get on and play twice. Other than that,
what?
yeah. And I'm not the only one having that issue. And now I heard they had a patch that nerfed everything.
Yeah, I heard that their patch were like,
It's
uh, you love fun? Well, we don't. So everything that's cool, we're gonna kill it for you guys.
Right. So
Yeah, I also have, yeah, I haven't finished it yet, so I haven't even read what they're fucking up. But I mean, the thing is, like, I was sort of hoping, I things with Diablo, they're I always end up regretting them. I had the same with Diablo 3, and I played it in the console, so I didn't have the fucking auction house. But like, like, I was so fucking annoyed by how bland, the story was, and the voice act. Like, it's sort of like there's nothing really to it that sort of sets it apart. Like, there are plenty of Diablo clones out there that do the exact same thing, and there's not like, it's not like Diablo sort of setting the gold standard there. It's not that they have
It's
this
not?
amazing. No, they don't, because it's say like the only thing that they're doing better here is that the voice acting doesn't sound as jarring as it did with 3, but like this, their story is non-existent. Like, I do find the cutscenes interesting, but like everything around it, like, it's just, you're doing a fetch quest here and there. You're just going around exploring. That's sort of part of the course. Like, this is sort of what you expect from a Diablo game, but like, don't expect to have like a very engaging narrative that just draws you in. Or that's also what kind of
Mm-hmm.
bugged me, is that there is not really any difference between the classes in terms of story. Like, they
Yep.
all are treated the same way, and it kind of
Yep.
feels like I'm playing a fucking necromancer. Like, I kind of was hoping people would like treat me like shit or something. Like, oh, how dare you desecrate our corpses or something? No,
Oh
nothing.
no.
You're treating the same way as a barbarian. Like, it
Of
doesn't.
course.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any fucking sense. So yeah, that's kind of a shame, because
Okay,
this is
so
Blizzard. They could do
before you
so much
say
better.
something like that, is there a game where they do treat you like shit? Or different depend on your
Class.
choices?
Is there a game where they treat you? Uh, yes, Dragon Age.
Oh,
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
Um,
You literally had different origin stories, and there are so many differences. Like, if mages are treated like shit in Dragon Age.
Hmm.
okay. Dragon Age, so long time ago.
Yeah, but it's still relevant. So does show you
No, 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 no. I'm
how you
not.
can
I'm
do
not
it.
trying to.
Yeah.
Oh wow, he one-shotted me. I'm not trying to discredit your choice. It's just long time that I've heard the name mentioned Dragon Age. So yeah.
But yeah, the thing is, like, I don't expect them to, like, no game has to have like vastly diverging paths depending on the class you choose. But you're kind of hoping there's at least some acknowledgement there, because and there doesn't seem to be anything there that's like no unique dialogue options or anything like that. It's just, yeah, you have, of course, different builds, you have different unique armor or weapons, but that's about it. Like, there's not really, at least as far as I've played, anything that indicates, okay, you are, there it matters in terms of narrative what your choice. Like, even Cyberpunk, right? I mean, even though in the end the origin story didn't matter, you still had different origin stories, and you had still have like unique dialogue options depending on what origin you chose. So at least there was something there. That's sort of the bare minimum, and that, that's something I would have at least expected to have in any story that tries to sort of immerse you and sort of pays attention to world building. And that's kind of like, I kind of should have expected that, because that's the same, was the exact same with 3. um so yeah, the thing is, like, there's going to be Diablo 5 eventually, but I think I'm gonna pass on that one, because 4 sort of didn't doesn't really reel me in, and the entire thing with the servers, like, that's like, it's fucking ridiculous that they have a single player game, and they're forcing you to be always online, and then don't even have the fucking decency to have proper server set up. So
What
that's fucking
more,
bullshit.
what's more ridiculous is the fact that um, you have a game that doesn't even doesn't even allow you to have fun. Like, you like to have fun? Not on our watch, baby.
Yeah, but this is also Blizzard. It's quite typical of Blizzard. They've done this with other games as well, where like with the StarCraft 2, where they just love to nerf things because it people are having too much fun.
How dare you have fun in our game? Our game is supposed to be boring. Our
Mhm.
game is supposed to be what? You found a cool build? Nerf. Can you, like, I know what I'm gonna say, can you imagine? You both own the game, and I guess it seems both have regret. I was watching my brother play it, and it actually incited me to wanting to play it myself. But after hearing all the glory and the atrocious things that Blizzard have been doing with this one, I might pick it up deep, deep, deep sale.
I would wait, yeah, because they have already said that they're gonna roll back a lot of these things with the next patch.
Yeah.
Wow! Yo, they are the king of screwing up, aren't they?
Oh yeah, they're not harassing their own employees. They're fucking up games.
They really don't want you to have fun. Okay, I guess. Screw you. No fun for you then. With that being said, I think we're done with the podcast unless someone have anything else to say. Okay, so yeah, there is one. Um, Another dip came out in favor of PlayStation 5 SSD.
Oh yeah.
You guys seen it?
Yes. I'm actually I've been knee deep pretty much, and I I'm looking at the replies not because people are they're telling people that these are devs who are making the game, and they're telling them that they're lying. They're telling them that they don't know what they're talking about. They're telling them, how are you going to tell somebody who is a professional at their job that they don't know what they're talking about? Now, I agree. Every profession has their dumbass. Like there's a doctor that don't know what they're doing. There's a lawyer that doesn't know what
Mhm.
they're doing. But
But
chances
oh,
in
sorry,
that
go ahead.
yeah, but chances are if you're in that profession, you know something. So uh, the one guy said, "Oh, you're wrong. It's not faster." Okay. My thing is, can you pull up a game or that's been developed on Xbox and prove that it's faster loading times? You can't because, as far as I've seen, PlayStation have always loaded at least 6, 7 seconds faster than whatever Xbox has been doing with the multi-plat. So it just baffles me as I'm going through these responses and I'm reading them, and it's one after another, after another, after another, and I'm like, where are these dumbasses coming from?
Instead of actually asking why is that the case, they're like, it's not the case.
Well, there are a couple of people who are asking, can you show examples, or can you, why is that the case? But those are few and far between. For every two people asking for actual proof, there's like 30 people saying, "Nah, you stupid." I'm like, okay, it's weird. I
Is
don't know.
that why developers doesn't come out and talk to us because of people like this?
I would assume that would be it. But then again, the way I see it is, If you are a well known in your profession, let's say for example, a very good dev or a NBA player or an actor, and people are asking questions and responding on and ask you shit on Twitter, you normally don't handle that shit yourself. You usually have a spokesperson that does it for you.
Mm-hmm. So,
Um, it,
what do you
it,
think with this one? Do you think it's true, or do you think they're being cloud chasers?
which you talking about the devs themselves?
Yeah, because
Um,
they now trying to try to backpedal and say how every console have something cool about it or something to such ilk.
I'm not calling it a backpedal. It's just fact. A backpedal to me is somebody who is going against what they said before. He's not going against what he said before. He still stands by what he said. He's just saying, look, maybe I got to dumb it down and explain it to you differently. But these are the facts. Each system has their own thing, and we got to develop for that thing. Period. And that thing happens to be the SSD on the PS5 is faster. I mean, but my thing is, if unless you can show me something otherwise, I take things for what I see. It
But
is what.
let's talk about it. Why not show it? Apparently, he doesn't have any gameplay for it. So, again, I refuse to believe these people don't live in the ecosystem in the sense of they are aware of what console fanboys are and other stuff. I refuse to believe there are people that don't believe these things exist or don't know that these things exist.
Oh no, I'm not saying that he's not ignorant to the fact that people are doing this, and in fact, I believe. Um, Honestly, here's the real truth. I haven't heard of this game until these tweets. So the reason why he probably did that was to pick up traction and notoriety on this game that they're developing. Because
Right?
this
That's
is my
what it sounds to me.
and with that being said, though, um, first of all, I'm no closer to buying it because I don't usually do horror games.
FPS, yeah.
I'm very interested in the responses. So, and I have been retweeting it. So I've been helping giving this game some,
It what you call it? It's exposure.
right. Right. So that's pretty much really what he's doing it for. But in the meantime, I mean, he's not ignorant to why he did that. Seriously.
So why so with what you're doing, you're actually making yourself the less credible by doing so. What I mean by that? Why not just let the game do the talking?
Oh, because the game won't be talking if he doesn't do it. Ain't nobody gonna buy it.
No, no,
That's
no,
that.
no, no. What I mean by that is show us the gameplay and let us decide then.
Oh,
If
I see. Well, maybe Uh, I'm not saying that he doesn't have any faith in the gameplay of the game. That's not what I'm saying at all. However, maybe they're under NDA or something right now. I don't know why he can't. He actually showed what was going to be like one of the enemies in the game recently. That's what I was looking at when I wasn't paying attention. I was looking at one of the enemies that he said, and he gave a hint. He said something to the effect of, "You don't want to split it in half. Something bad will happen," or some shit like that. So they actually showed a screenshot of one of the enemies. He did say it was in game, and I don't know if he can't actually show any footage of it yet. That may be something that
do you see my conundrum with this one?
yeah, I can see it.
It almost feels like it's cloud chasing in a way.
I
It's
mean, he's
almost like here's the thing. It's the whole SSD. I am not a developer, so I'm not gonna talk about the SSD. All I'm
mhm.
gonna say is if the SSD the way it is, show it. Put a gameplay scenario where you can see the PlayStation 5 running seamlessly and the Series X need an SSD,
Oh,
need
that's
a
the thing, Omar. They don't have the Xbox or the PC version.
yeah, I know, I'm aware of that, but that's why I said don't talk about it.
Well, he's trying to get the game exposure. It's not that it he could very well be blowing smoke up people's ass for all I know. But he's just like I said, I didn't know this game existed until these tweets. So, and I guarantee you, I'm not the only person that didn't hear about this game until these tweets. That
Now,
was the
this game
Oh, I
was,
heard about it.
say
you
again.
never heard of it? This was,
I
this,
no,
this,
I heard about this game, but here's the thing that I do find the hypocrisy of of these Xbox fanboys
we're not
delicious
talking about
because
them. I don't care
no,
about them,
no,
but go ahead.
we are talking about them because they're the ones that are responding so vilely about it. But the thing is, like, they're like, how dare you? But every time there's a developer who's coming out and saying, "Oh, I love Game Pass," and like PlayStation Store sucks and blah blah blah, they're all they're all over it. Like, oh, they
Yep,
love it, and
I mean,
now it's when it's the opposite. They're still like, oh, you can't do that. That's not fair. That's not nice. Like, fuck you. Like either
I
be
got you on that.
consistent
I got you on that
or shut
end.
the fuck up.
I got you on that end. It was fun seeing them like that, crying. But I want to have a nuanced conversation mostly about the developers themselves. Because, real talk, it really feels like the developers is just cloud chasing in a way.
Well, he's definitely doing this with an aim in mind. He's definitely doing this
Yeah,
because he wants to get his game exposure, and fueling the flames is definitely a way to do it. Like, if he wanted to be diplomatic, he wouldn't have mentioned it. But the thing is, but here's the thing: like, they all do it. So it's and if you're like, unless you're like
yeah,
a major
even,
developer, you like this is a thing like an indie game or whatever. Like, he really, I'd say, doesn't have a choice, but it's a way to get exposure, is a way to get people to buy your game. Um, you know, whatever works, right?
Well, to that effect, yes, I will agree, Omar, that he could have done it a different way to get the game exposure. He didn't have to go the console war route. But guess what's going to give this game faster exposure?
the
People
console where the
people screen people screenshotting it and going, look at what this motherfucker said. Another person that's the fastest way for something to go viral is to say some dumb shit that people don't agree with. And that's what he did.
but that's my problem. You automatically discredit yourself in the way. It's not discredit, but I'm like, how am I going to take you seriously if I don't see your gameplay yet? If they showcase, so here's the question: should he
Mhm.
have just waited until there was an actual build for Xbox and showcase? Look, guys, here is. Oh, real talk. I'm gonna be playing devil advocate with this one. If we seen a video of PlayStation running seamlessly and Xbox struggling, you know what the fanboys gonna would have said?
Yes, it would have been the proof would have been out there and it would have been a different story. But however,
No,
I
no,
don't.
no, no, no. And my question is, do you think what the fanboys would have said if the console, if the video was there
Oh yeah,
showing
they would
running?
they would have said that they didn't optimize it right for the Xbox and
Either
stuff.
that or Sony paid for it or they dim it on purpose. Like, damn if
It's a
you
no,
do, damn if you don't,
yeah,
basically.
yeah, it's a no-win situation. Um, the thing is, I don't think the PlayStation version is going to be coming out much sooner than the Xbox version. I don't think it's dropping the same date.
Yeah,
Uh,
apparently
so
this game was a PlayStation exclusive.
right.
and then it got changed. It was no longer a PlayStation exclusive. I
I got,
remember hearing about it long time ago.
I
Mm-hmm.
got, I got to feed my animals. Sorry.
You're feeding your animals?
Yeah,
Is that
I got
not your
no. They're not here.
your daughter's job?
They're not here. They're gone until
Oh shit.
next.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, I'd be at my mother-in-law's house right now because we usually go every other week.
Oh, bingo, playing board games?
Yeah.
You're dead. It's over.
But who's that?
A boss fight. That was kill. I just defeated. Let me stop my recording. I think. Oh, let me see if Nate can join. I want to give shout out to Morgan because she played Oxen Oxen Free.
Oh yeah, I
Um,
have that.
I
I have that too.
love Oxen Free,
So
and I huh?
what is that game about?
I'm not
But
gonna say because it
bring
would be
oxes.
spoilers.
Wait,
But all I'm
just
gonna say,
just
the premise is spoilery. That's why. If
okay.
I spoil it, all I'm gonna say is a point and click game.
Oh, okay.
It deals with heavy subjects such as suicide, murder, and all that jazz.
Is it a visual novel?
Not per se. You're actually walking yourself, and you need to solve minute puzzles.
Well, a visual novel usually means there's no like battling system.
Um, in the first one, I don't recall ever being battle. I do remember needing to hide from enemies, but
Okay.
you have no mind. I don't recall. I forgot if it have enemies or not. But real talk, it's an amazing game and a game for you. I highly recommend you. I think the game called The Garden. It's a puzzle game where you play as um, two people that alters their universe.
I've already played it. I platinumed it.
Oh, you played it?
Yeah,
You it that was fun, right?
yeah, it was. It was.
I knew the second I played it, I knew you're gonna love it.
Yeah.
You got the plot, then you absolutely found an alternative way to beat every single level.
Yes. I'm not gonna lie. I did most of it on my own. I had to research to it.
I have no issue with researching because at some point I realized some stuff is way too convoluted.
I'll be right back. I gotta put water in this thing, and I don't want to fill the chat with water. I mean the stream of water sound.
You just go to the toilet, right?
No, I gotta give them water. They fucking drank it all in like one day. So
What, fish?
no guinea pigs.
Oh.
Wait, hold up. Did you say how the fish gonna drink all the water up in one day? Oh man, nah, guinea pigs. They we got a smaller water bottle, so now they go through this shit in like 24 hours.
Man, that's why I don't have pets.
Everyone remember Chris Garnell? I chatted to a few developers and they confirmed the power difference is quite staggering. However, they have said it doesn't mean you can't make good games on the PS5. These fanboys clearly don't care about that and are massively rattled.
Did
This
you
is
say
an
that or?
He's an ex
Oh.
PlayStation developer, clearly disgruntled, was featured on Dealer Gaming Channel and all that jazz. Um, but yeah, I'm surprised with. It's not that I'm surprised. I'm sick of it. As much as I love banter, I want things to be credible. I don't want things for the sake of clout. But that's the thing, clout is a hell of drugs. The final topic was going to be is Ubisoft. Apparently, there's an email to someone if he or she doesn't log in on their account within the next 30 days, their account is gonna be closed.
To be fair, it's the account will close within 30 days of receiving a notice that
Yeah. Of receiving the notice. Yeah. It's not that you need to you need to log in every single day, every single day, 1 day per month.
because
Otherwise, you're gonna lose your account. No, that's not it.
I
You,
I
but
have
go ahead.
since the last time I played Valhalla was when I logged in, which was like a year and a half ago. I'm pretty sure if I start Valhalla right now and I log in, all my shit will be there. I do know they do send out that message because I remember one time I played Assassin's Creed Black Flag and I haven't touched it since because I bought Unity kind of really late, and I did get the notice and I did log in and my points disappeared though. Even though my account was still there, I had like 300 and something points, U points or whatever the hell they called. Those all went away, and then they sent a message saying that those are going to start expiring yearly. So if I log in right now, I know my U points will be gone.
Well, it actually get worse. Say you bought Assassin's Creed via Ubisoft, what you call it, account.
Uh huh.
You, if you don't log in after they tell you they sent you that article, that email, you
Right.
lose your purchase.
Well, I'm sorry, but if you bought something and you haven't used it in like 2 or 3 years, you deserve to lose it. Because I mean, what
What?
what's the point? My
Hold
thing is,
up.
I would not have purchased it through that, knowing that that's a possibility.
Hold up. You're okay with that.
Yeah, because my whole ordeal is okay, and you know I'm a proponent in playing a game and putting it down and not picking it back up, right? You know that's what I do. So, let's say for example, I bought Black Flag and I play it, I platinum it, and I don't touch it for 3 or something years, 3 years or so. And then I get the message that says, "Hey, you haven't logged in. If you don't log in, we're going to delete your shit." I got a choice to make. Either I'm going to log in and keep my shit, or I'm going to not log in and deserve to lose it. They warned me.
I don't agree with you on that one because
Not
I
only
think
I
it's
don't agree with you, let's say PlayStation does that.
That
How
that
does
that
that make you feel?
what that's why I said it depends on where you buy it from. Because my whole thing is I use my PlayStation a lot. I am going to notice and sign in because I
yeah.
want to keep it.
Look. Here's the thing, and this is by the way also why I still buy physical. But the thing is, like I don't agree with that because the fact is you bought that shit, and it doesn't fucking
Yeah.
matter if I decide to not play this for 2 years and then come back to it. I should still be able to access it regardless. Like unless the company goes bankrupt or whatsoever, and that even still, right, even if let's say Ubisoft, we're going to discontinue our storefront or whatever, you still owe it. As long as you're in the business of making games, you would still have to some way allow people to still access the games they purchase. So that even then I think you have an obligation. But like if you have absolutely, there's no fucking reason to you can maybe deactivate accounts or whatever, because but never fucking delete them, because that makes no fucking sense. People bought those games, and they should be able to play those games whenever the fuck they want. Like it's not even fucking my problem that Ubisoft doesn't release any games anymore that interests me. Like I fortunately I never bought any games directly with Ubisoft, but still, like suppose I did buy, I don't know, Far Cry Blood Dragon, because that one was actually pretty fun. Like
Yeah.
I
Father.
I sh- I should, and everything else after I shit and didn't care about, like I should be punished for that because Ubisoft can make a good game.
Well, also, I understand that point. And my thing is they need the issue that Ubisoft should have done was that should have been a full disclosure before purchasing it, and they probably put it in there. But you know those little tiny ass print, people don't really. They say okay, okay, yeah, whatever, and they click on it. I agree, and they move on. Um, I agree with you in a sense that the customer should be forewarned that that's a possibility that could happen. After that, all bets are off.
I don't even agree with that, because I think like this is the problem I have with digital ownership, that they're thinking that they because you own a license, they can just say, yeah, we're going to take it away from you. That's fucking stupid. I mean, if there's absolutely no reason for you, that it doesn't make any fucking sense for you to just take this away from people, right? They already paid for it. Like
So
what are you losing with this? Like
okay,
is it gonna is it are you bleeding money because there are accounts of people who don't use their account? Like, and the thing is, like, the problem with these kind of accounts is, or these kind of services, right, is that like Ubisoft has multiple ways of buying their games. Like, and I think most people probably buy their games, directly, physically or digitally, directly on the store that they're on the platform they're playing in. Like, they buy it on Steam, they buy it on PSN, they buy it on Xbox Live, whatever it's called, or even the Nintendo store, right? They don't. I don't think many people really directly buy it directly from Ubisoft. Like, and that's kind of stupid, because I could still be buying Ubisoft games, but just not from them directly. And then the games that I did buy, you're gonna take them away because I don't log in on your storefront anymore, because I buy them from the storefront that of the platform that I'm playing it on. That's stupid.
uh, okay, let's look at it this way then. Um, I know you say what if PlayStation does it? Technically, PlayStation does do it, and here's the reason why. Remember Omar when we were doing the game sharing thing, and I kept running into the license thing, and I couldn't play my games. I told you knew how upset I was getting because I told you how upset I was getting. Correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. With that being said, and I know this probably doesn't affect you because you like you said, you mostly digital, not digital,
Oh,
mostly.
I know what you mean, because I had that once when I was game sharing with somebody, and yeah, you have to set your, like, I had that with Forbidden West, and it suddenly locked me out because it couldn't verify my license.
Exactly.
But
Well,
yeah,
the point that I'm trying to get to is,
yeah,
um, their servers went down at one point when we were trying to play Diablo 4. The
yeah.
servers went. There was a lot of people complaining that they couldn't access their games. What happens if those servers go down permanently? We all losing all of our digital shit, so we're all at Pit Creek without a paddle. Now, with that being said, would that you would have the right to be upset, because that's something that was unforeseen or unforegone. You didn't get an email saying, hey, if you don't log in, you're gonna lose your shit. You just lost it. You didn't get no warnings. Yes, you have the right to be upset about that. And my whole ordeal is, we got a lot of us have digital games with PlayStation, and the fact of the matter is, the PlayStation right now said, hey, we need you to take these steps so that you can have the licenses to all your games, because we're shutting down all these servers. You go and do those procedures to keep your games, correct?
Yeah, but look, the difference here is like the licensing thing you're referring to is indeed that if you're not, I think if your PlayStation is not your primary account or
I see what you're saying.
console, whatever, right? Yeah, then it's if you lose internet connection, then they'll say, yeah, we can verify your license, and you're going to be locked out. That's I know what it is, and but that can be solved by just making sure that your console is your primary, and you don't need to be online to play your games. Then the thing is, like if they discontinue it, like even like with the like they want to close down the PlayStation 3 store, like, and then they didn't do that some while ago. But even then, like they said, like, yeah, sure, you can no longer buy games, but you could still re-download everything you purchased. So they're still making sure that all your games you bought, you will still be able to access them. And I think that, sure, you could argue at some point, though we haven't reached that yet, because the generation before wasn't an online generation. But you can argue at some point they might say, okay, look, like if we're, let's say, in the PlayStation 10 generation, if we ever get that far, uh, they might say, yeah, look, we're going to discontinue, the service for the PS3 because it's old shit. Nobody's going to fucking download them anymore, buy them anymore. So yeah, there's no point in keeping them up. It's just hemorrhaging money there.
But
But
understand this: PlayStation will give you an option to either A, keep the licenses and download the ones that are from your PS3, or B, on the PlayStation 10, if it has backwards compatibility, if you already purchased it, you can re-download the remake or the remaster, whatever the hell it
yeah,
is. So the PlayStation
but
will give
but
you
yeah,
that
but
option.
yeah, but sorry, go ahead.
I said they will give you that option. And here at Ubisoft, they're just saying this shit out of luck.
Yeah, because that's kind of, yeah, that's a fucked up thing. Because yeah, like suppose, yeah, and suppose you don't fucking, I don't know. Suppose you're in a fucking hospital or whatever, and you don't you're not reading that email within 30 days. And the thing is, like, again, like it's such a stupid thing, because how the fuck they want people to buy their games on their storefront because they can bypass,
Right, right.
the other storefronts don't have to pay that 20% or whatever it is. Like, how the fuck are you going to entice people to do that when they know, yeah, look, if I don't log in X amount of time, and I don't respond to your warning, you're going to basically take away everything I bought. Like, and other storefronts are not doing that, then you would be fucking insane to buy your games with Ubisoft, because I can, like the thing is, like, for example, with Steam, like I have a shit ton of games there that I haven't played. Like now, now that I have a Steam Deck, I'm using Steam a lot more than I used to. But like this probably happened time period maybe that I haven't logged into Steam for a year or whatever, right? Doesn't
Me
fucking
too.
matter. It's still there after a year. You're not. They're not gonna take away your games after that, and that's how it should be, because it doesn't fucking. It shouldn't matter to these companies that you don't log in for a long time. As long as you come back eventually. Like if they take away your games at some point, you're never gonna come back, because yeah, I don't fucking trust these people. I'm gonna go to GOG. I'm gonna go to Epic Store, right? You're
Yep.
gonna go to whatever place guarantees you that you will always keep your games. Give or take that. God forbid they go bankrupt or whatever. That, but seems very unlikely. But that's the deal. That's sort of the deal breaker for me. Like if they tell me, yeah, you could lose your games purely. by not using our service. That's fucking stupid.
which is why I don't buy anything directly from their service.
Yeah, me neither.
So, but
Me neither.
my whole ordeal is I just don't have a problem. Yes, it's fucked up, but I don't have a problem.
I do
Yeah, I mean,
because I do, and
I
here
don't
is
have
why I
a
do.
sorry. Yeah, just to say, I have a direct problem with it as I like as you, I don't use it,
Right.
but the principle is this is yeah, typical Ubisoft. It's
Not
fucking
only
stupid.
is it principle, it's a monkey see, monkey do approach.
Uh,
Companies copy companies.
no. See, okay, I got to stop you there because if a company sees that you're doing dumb shit, they're not going to follow dumb shit. I.e., play. Well, never mind. PlayStation putting shit on PC. So
Yeah, they might, but the thing is like
This dude
the more
had
shit
an
Ubisoft gets,
argument and he shot himself
huh?
in a millisecond. I love that.
Yeah, yeah,
I,
yeah, but still, it's with stupid shit like this. It's they're gonna get so much backlash. Maybe they even have to revert that, or at least other companies can just say, yeah, look, like buy your games with us because we are not Ubisoft. We don't take away your games. They can
Yeah,
just
this is
advertise by it's a like a feature that we're not shitty.
yeah, this
right.
is kind of like EA saying our games don't have microtransactions
But shit,
and loot boxes.
even paying for online. I mean, that was
Mhm.
Hey,
a past
that
5 years.
Microsoft they created that shit.
I know, but PlayStation followed suit, and
They
that's what
did, they did, and I
people.
always gave them slack for it.
So yeah, I shot.
This is what I said. Monkey see, monkey do.
Yeah, I caught 3 strays on that one. My bad.
Mhm. Well. To be fair, I do believe that Sony probably was planning to do that during the PS3 generation, but after the hack, they figured like, let's wait a little.
Yeah,
Really?
true, true. Yeah, because it
Yeah.
would have been bad news on top of bad news, and that would have just like killed them. Yeah, it makes
Hmm. So you tell me Sony is not the good guys?
none of them are.
I know, I know. I'm just talking with you. Because there are people that believe that these companies are the good guys.
Yeah, right. I give them money. They give me my product. That's it. It's a drug transaction.
I like that one. Hey, you got that God of War?
Hold up. If you go to somebody sounding like that, they're gonna think you a cop. Seriously.
This is why I acted. This is why I sounded like this because I was trying to imitate what you call it, an actual drug dealer.
You got that God of War. Funny.
It was real talk. I wanna revisit this topic with N8 and all that jazz and all them, cause N8 is have an account, and according to him, which I believe him, his account have been open for 8 months, and he never had a single issue.
Right. Yeah, yeah, I remember him
Not
saying that.
not open. Not sorry. I need to
He
say it.
he said
His account have not been used for
yes.
8 to 6 to 8 months,
Yeah.
and he's golden.
Well, I haven't used mine in a year and a half, so I mean, and I still didn't get that message.
So maybe in a half year you're gonna get.
I honestly believe that message don't come out to like 3, 4, maybe even 5 years because I have never. I right now I'm actually running on another year and a half of not playing. No, I'm not because I started. Like I said, I started Valhalla when I first got the PlayStation 5, and then I started it again when you downloaded all the DLC. So,
Mm-hmm.
um, but in between the PlayStation come out in 2020 and you downloading the DLC, You did that what last year? No, that was this year, wasn't it? No, that was
No, that was last year.
it was last year. So that was 2022. So I haven't logged in almost 2 years, and I never got that message because that was the time that I was counting. I
Mm-hmm.
started. I was trying to play Valhalla on the when the PS5 dropped. I dropped it almost immediately after that, and I never touched it again until the game sharing, the end of the game sharing with us.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Um, Another thing which is very quick. At this, I'm pretty sure the deal is gonna go through. I don't think. I have the feeling CMA is gonna buckle. It's over. It's a matter of what PlayStation gonna do next. What's their next big move? So I'm gonna go to you, Weeb. Would you want PlayStation to pick up publisher or just keep doing business the way they keep doing?
Yeah, look, if I had a say in it, I wouldn't want anybody to pick up publishers because
I
I do
know.
want, but you know, I think it would be a smart move for them just sort of uh yeah, I mean, I'm not a subscriber to the idea that the Microsoft is going to pick up another publisher after this, but to uh, sort of get to prevent, because Microsoft doesn't necessarily have to buy a publisher to make deals with them. Like you see how Sega is all like Microsoft is treating us better than Sony, right? So they already are able to make deals with these
Are
publishers.
they? That gonna
Well,
be if they get it. Okay. What if Persona 6 is PlayStation exclusive or timed?
I'm not seeing that happening, but it's possible if they make a deal like that. But the thing is, like, so far at least, it seems like Sega is much more open with Microsoft, and I think this is entirely self-serving because they realize that they have, they're expanding, the platforms they're available on. They don't want to be dependent too much on a single platform like they used to be with PlayStation, for example, the Yakuza games and Persona games and whatever. And they're also seeing, the way the wind is blowing, like Microsoft is going in. It might also be a protective measure, right? That they're sort of like, hey, sure, Microsoft, we're putting our games in Game Pass. You don't have to try and buy us. We're already, complying. But that's kind of the thing. Like the effect this has, that they own the biggest publisher in the industry and that they're allowed to buy it. That's also like a way of these publishers to sort of protective measures. Like, yeah, sure, we're going to cooperate with you. We're going to play nice, and that's also Sony could in a way shield themselves against these kind of deals by buying a publisher that they say, okay, yeah, we're still going to get exclusive contracts, or at least prevent them from making an exclusive deal with Microsoft, and could use as leverage. The thing is, like, buying a Japanese publisher is not necessarily leverage in terms of, it's not gonna put a dent into the wallet, that's there for for Call of Duty, right? Like, that game makes a shit ton of money. Like, if you had to sort of counter that, you need to buy like 2K or EA, right? Which I don't really see happening. Though, let's just be clear, they could, right? They have that money. They can get that, or borrow the money, whatever. They can do that if they wanted to, and that would be a power move. But I see them more, going for a smaller publisher, that sense, but not necessarily to counter, Call of Duty, but more to sort of make sure they're keep getting those great deals, and they sort of can offer the smorgasbord, the banquet that what the Xbox guys usually love to brag about, that the variety of games that Xbox supposedly has. Like, they want to have that sort of that palette that you get everything with PlayStation. This is also why I think that their strategy is not as, like, they didn't buy Bungie with the idea that they can make the next they can make a competitor Call of Duty. They know Destiny is never going to be as big as Call of Duty, but it's pretty big on its own. And if they can get a few more, service games on off the ground that are reasonably successful, they sort of have that sort of critical mass that they can say, like, yeah, sure, you can go to Xbox and then you have Call of Duty and Game Pass, and maybe in the future, we won't have Call of Duty anymore. But if you abandon us, you won't be able to play all of these games, because and that could be sort of leverage that they could say, okay, if you take away Call of Duty, well, maybe we're going to take away Destiny and other, like, they probably want these service. Like, I'm not sure if they're going to put these service games on Xbox, but that would be if it's successful, that would be an interesting move, because they could say, yeah, we're going to bring it to your platform. It's going to be successful. It's going to make you a lot of money. And if you take away Call of Duty, well, we're going to take that game away as well.
Hmm. Do you think? Okay. I am. I believe a PlayStation is screwed with this one. In sense of Call of Duty is gone, they're gonna lose shit ton of money, and we're gonna see that in their single players are gonna suffer because of it. Because remember, lots of the revenue come from COD.
Well, a lot of revenue comes from COD, but it's not that's the only place they get revenue from. So
So
it's
I
not,
saw, yeah.
they will survive that hit. The only thing that I'm more concerned about is the sort of add-on effect of that for the next generation. Is like, if you're buying a PS6, you don't, and your main game is Call of Duty, then you have no guarantee that it will keep coming to
Yep.
your console. And I think that's what they're more concerned with than the actual sales. Like, they're gonna take a hit, but they can compensate eventually. That's why they want the service games, but they also want to have something that maybe not necessarily replace it, but at the very least can be used as leverage. So, like, if you ever decide to go back on that promise that you will never take it away from PlayStation, we can take away stuff that we can hurt you too, and maybe it's not never gonna hit you as hard as Call of Duty, but you'll notice it. It's gonna put a dent in your pocket, and you know, and that's, yeah, and that's besides the point of the question. Is like, will they even make it work? Because we've seen how Microsoft fucks up their own franchises. Like, it would not surprise me that they fuck up Call of Duty too. I mean, might be impossible, as some people say that franchises can't fail, but I don't know. I mean, I think
So,
Microsoft is like, hold my beer.
so you're of the belief that they might fuck up Call of Duty?
I mean, there's certainly will try.
Viper, do you subscribe to this idea?
Um, mm, Not really. But there's two companies that come to mind for me: Square and Atlas, which is part of Sega. One of them is already in danger, uh, which is Atlas, and I am a little worried about that. But as
Not
long as
only not only Atlas, Square is not doing hot either.
No. I'm talking about in danger of being buddy buddy with Microsoft and getting bought.
Oh,
I don't think Square will ever sell to Microsoft.
don't say ever. Don't say that.
Uh, I that's what I think. It may not be ever, but that's what's going on in my brain. So, um, with that being said, no, I like the companies as they are, producing their games and putting them on these platforms. Um, my whole issue is, like I said on Whoops, they're playing a game of musical chairs, and you know what happens in musical chairs? The music plays, you stops, you're supposed to sit down, and then when the music plays again, they take a chair away. That's a publisher being taken away. Um, Eventually, there's only going to be one or two chairs left, and if PlayStation does not secure some of these chairs, they not going to have games that people want on their platform. So, um, they may have to get a publisher or two. Um, but
So my question for you is, one, can they afford it? Which real talk, I don't know if they can, but okay. Let's say they can.
mhm.
How many publishers, like, at what point do you say, okay, enough is enough?
I don't know what that magic number is for them. But with that being said, they need to make sure that their future is secure with these games. Um, See, I'm not speaking from a business perspective. I'm speaking from a greedy gamer perspective, meaning I want my game. And
Mm.
if I'm going to get my game, so if I
Let's
have
be
to,
real. We're golden. We're set.
yeah,
Me, you. We have. We have. What you call it? Powerful PC. Both of all of us. We're golden.
yeah, because I will go get the games regardless of where they are. But the issue is now that if that's up to PlayStation if they want to, and if they want to keep their number one position, um, they are going to have to at least get a public. I don't know how many publishers it is. It could be one. It could be seven. I don't know. But that's for their future that's for them to balance their future out. I do know one thing. If they want me to continue buying games on the PlayStation, they need to secure those games like they've been doing, with the first party deals or getting a publisher. I don't know. But if they want me to continue being in their ecosystem, they need to do something.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about you?
Um, but what am I concerned for PlayStation
Yeah,
or what
like,
do you?
what do you want PlayStation to do?
Well, I think you already asked this question to me.
I think I did, but you said you. So no. I wanted to ask. You said something that I wanna ask Viper. We think that Microsoft is not gonna buy any more publisher. What do you think, Viper? Do you think it's
Uh,
over, or do you think they're gonna be able to go through with it?
I don't think. Well, first of all, it's been proven that uh, some palms got greased. Somebody
What?
got there. Somebody got paid something under the table. Somebody they're doing deals that are
How is
dirty.
it proven?
I mean, it's
They there.
literally senators wrote letters to the ambassador of Japan. So
Not only that, there's a clear
What?
email.
What? What
I
did he
said
say, Beep?
the senators wrote letters to the ambassador of Japan because supposedly Japan was giving Sony special treatment, which what
Okay.
and after that the Japanese FTC approved the deal. So and now they were also pressuring the FTC to drop the case. So, but these are all senators from uh, uh, Microsoft's home state, or who basically get campaign contributions
Oh
um,
yeah,
from Microsoft.
basically legal bribe. I know.
Yeah, yeah.
And not only that, there's a clear email, the damning evidence in the room that says they're trying to spin Sony out of business, and they completely ignored that shit.
Yep.
Completely ignored it. So,
Huh?
um, with that being said, I have no doubts Microsoft is going to buy something else, and it's going to go through. What now? Whether it's I don't know if it's going to be a Japanese not Japanese publisher. I don't know if the native of the publisher will allow them to purchase it. Like I hear people saying that Square would never allow Microsoft to buy them because it's a Japanese publisher. I don't know all about that, but um, as long as money is flying underneath the table, people going you damn
Money
right.
talk, bullshit walk.
They're at the very least going to try again.
Well,
Very least.
my main argument against it is not necessarily that like s- first of all, like you said, it's difficult buying a Japanese company purely because of the protective measure they put in place. But if they want to be bought, that's a different story. But with but yeah, the question is, do you really want to be bought? Because considering the position of Xbox in Japan would basically mean you have to make exclusive games for a console that does not do well in your own country. But for Microsoft, like once they have Call of
They,
Duty, do they really do they really care about any other publisher? Like they would probably be like, it doesn't
I
fucking
mean,
matter. Like
yes,
we
because they want to spend PlayStation out of business.
Yeah, but they're already doing that with by buying Call of Duty. Like, why would you care for for a niche franchise in Japan? Like, why would you care about like the thing is like,
Can you imagine?
despite the fact that I love the Yakuza games, I know they're not putting a dent into that in the sales that Call of Duty makes. Like they're not a fraction of what Call of Duty does. So for
Okay, let me
Microsoft,
ask you
it
this:
it doesn't fucking matter if they
can
have
you
Yakuza or not.
can you imagine if Microsoft bought which company is that? EA.
Oh, I was just about to say that. I said EA is one that makes a lot of money for PlayStation. Um, and EA has already been on the record as stating they're open to be bought. So, I mean,
Yeah, but I'd say that would probably like I can't imagine that will pass because then they would have like I think EA is probably are they the second biggest? Like then at that point like nobody can the all pretense will be gone. Like there's no fucking way that would go through. Then even because
I mean,
then
we
the
we have
European Union would probably block it because it'd say, oh yeah, FIFA, no,
we
you
we
can't have that.
have we have an
but yeah,
email where one main guy from Microsoft, uh, head of marketing or something, literally admitted to wanting to spend my PlayStation out of business,
Yeah,
and they
no,
got away with it.
that's Matt Booty, and he's the head of Xbox Studios.
Yeah. So it's not some random developer. This is
Yeah, but he was floating that idea ages ago. Like I truly look. Yes, this is basically what they're doing, and that's their aim. But like I'd say for like I don't think they can get away with buying EA now that they have Activision. They could have gotten away with it if they didn't get Activision, but I don't think they can do that now. I think at some point, like you cannot like no matter the palms you're greasing, like at that point you will basically make yourself like look like a laughing stock. If at that point you're letting that pass, like I don't think that's gonna happen, and I think they don't need to. Like, why would they spend billions of dollars again? Tens of billions of dollars for another publisher when they just bought the biggest publisher with tons of IPs that people want, with the biggest IP in gaming. Like this is like I said, like they don't need to do that because at some they're basically hoping that these companies will now say, oh yeah, like Microsoft is like you cannot get around it. Like you cannot get around Game Pass. So you have to make deals with them. They have to put your games on Game Pass at some point because they're aiming to be number one in the industry, and maybe they'll succeed because they have Call of Duty. But from a business perspective, it doesn't really make sense that you would, even if you could get away with it, spend billions of dollars buying a publisher when you don't need to.
You want to talk business perspective? From a business perspective, it doesn't make sense to even have what you call it. Um, what's the name of that studio? Um,
Okay.
what's the name of that studio? Activision to be bought by Microsoft, cause the biggest revenue come from PlayStation.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. That's because PlayStation is the biggest platform. If they can shift that towards, okay, Call of Duty is now the home of Call of Duty is now Xbox, so they can, like, the initial gain for them is, first of all, they can eventually drop with the exclusivity deals. Like they will no longer have the marketing rights and exclusive and getting exclusive content, and they can offer it in Game Pass, which PlayStation can't. They cannot offer it in their own servers. So that's their strategy there. That's how they hope to essentially siphon away the PlayStation player base that are now playing Call of Duty on PlayStation. Say, yeah, you have to go to Xbox, but yeah, you get it in Game Pass and you're getting exclusive deals and blah 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 blah. So that's, or at least eventually, I think they have 10-year parity deals, so that probably won't go into effect immediately. But at the very least, Sony won't no longer have these extra incentives that they're now offering. So they will definitely notice that. They will definitely have an effect. And that's what they want. Like, yeah, sure, yeah, it's overkill to buy a fucking publisher for one IP, but it's the most popular IP in gaming. So yeah, you cannot get around it. And of course, all the other games they're getting, that's a bonus, right? You're getting World of Warcraft, you're getting Overwatch, yeah, Diablo, for whatever it's worth. You're getting, and King. So you're getting all these IPs and all these, and the development capacity. The whole point is that they want to be able to keep turning out games for their servers, and they're no longer, that's also part of the strat. That's why they're buying studios and publishers, because they don't want to be dependent on third party who they can't be sure they're going to play ball. And this is also, like I said, this is sort of like a we say honey trap, but more like sort of like a black hole, or so, like, okay, yeah, we bought Call of Duty, so the biggest IP in gaming is in our servers. You kind of like can't get around it anymore, so you will have to play ball eventually. Like you can get around on you can get past Xbox, right? Like we're here to stay. We're gonna get bigger. We have the biggest IP in gaming, and the only way our games are, you're not going to sell games on our platform. You have to put them in our servers, and that's sort of what they're hoping for. Is going to happen, and everything is moving in their direction. And yeah, this might, to a degree, happen, and Sony will probably have to make counter moves to securing publishers or developers. Say, like, yeah, look, we're not going to play into Microsoft's strategy, or at the very least, we're gonna have some hostages of our own that we can leverage against them buying all these popular IPs. So, but yeah, I mean, that's just the way it is. I don't think it. I don't think Microsoft has any incentive to. I mean, they might buy more developers or whatever if they can get away with it. But like a publisher is risky because they've seen it already cost them a lot of money and a lot of time, and making their own investors nervous. And they would have to sell that because, like, yeah, you cannot keep on doing that because you keep giving these regulators more and more ammunition to block your deal. and and scrutinize you even more. And like I said, why would you fucking spend billions of dollars, for buying IPs that you already have access to, that probably will come to your servers basically because of what you already own, and you're only going to grow from here. So why would you do that? You can, like I said, the threat of Microsoft being able to buy a publisher might be sufficient. Like that's why I said Sega is probably playing nice, because they wanna prevent Microsoft from from eyeing them. But you don't need to buy us, because you're already getting our game. So I think that's sort of what they're hoping for.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Anyone have anything else to talk about topic-wise before we get out of here?
Nope.
Weep?
I don't have any other topics now.
Okay. Then let's get to our outros. Where people can find you, Weeb?
You can find me on Twitter as the Weep Sheriff at Infinite Rhizome, and also on YouTube, but whatever. And Other Nation.
Other donation it is. Did you see the pictures that I shared it?
Did you just share another picture?
Yep.
Good on you, Omar.
Hey, I share stuff that my crew enjoys. If
You
it's
make sacrifices for us all. We appreciate
Oh,
Omar.
if
okay.
it's an author that is hugging or doing something, hey, I'm gonna share it. I love how Innate always says, and one for the ladies because they're not here, alternation. While in fact, the alternation OG is you. You're the one that created this whole.
Oh well, oh well. We all know that Nate secretly loves me.
So it's not.
Ah,
So I'm not the only person that doesn't love you. Okay. Sad.
doesn't love. Oh,
I mean,
man,
he doesn't love you
man.
either,
Do,
doesn't
do,
he?
do,
But
do, do,
yeah,
do
Viper,
do
where
you
people
have
can
to end it
find
like
you.
that, man?
Oh shit.
No what?
Boss. Semi-boss fight, but yeah. Viper, where we can find you?
Viper Reap Corner on YouTube and at Reap Viper on Twitter. And I'm slithering back to my corner.
Yay, love
Mm.
it. Every time he says that, love it.
Hey,
Uh, yeah?
Omar. What for the ladies? Other Nation.
You are the owner, the creator of this whole disaster thing. Blah 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 that exists.
This beautiful thing, you mean?
Real talk, shout out to everyone that came through. Great starting. Um, I hope by next week I have a better setup than what I just delivered. But to be fair, this one is literally scrapped in under what, 5 minutes before going live? Cause Mr. Innate is late. Which, to be fair, he have a very good reason for it. One, it's not his show, it's mine, so I should to do so. But nah, real talk, he have no internet. So yeah, imagine being innate now without any internet access, no access to your games, thousands of games.
That's horrible.
Physical baby.
I mean, to be fair, even if you're physical, you sometimes have, most of the time, you need to download a game before you have access to it. Let's keep it real.
Not technically, no. Most
No?
PlayStation games can be played
If
offline
like
without a
for
patch.
example, right now, if you want to play, what's a good game? Returnal. Can you just pop in the disc and play it?
Yes?
I forgot which game, but it needed to be downloaded, even via disc.
Final Fantasy VII Remake was like that. You had to
Yeah,
download. You had to download a portion of it before you could even start playing it.
yeah.
The, yeah, no. Final Fantasy, no. I think you could just play it out of the box.
No, 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 no. Well, yeah, you're right. But what I'm saying is, like, there's like a good like 7 or 8 gigs that say this must be downloaded first before you can play it. The fact of the matter is, once it's already on your PlayStation 5, you don't have to re-download it again unless you delete it.
That's interesting. I have to look it up because I wasn't aware that it actually was
It's
required.
save data or some shit like that. Not like the
There
spot.
are games. There are games that you can it come on disc, but you must download them before you can play them.
I
Well, there are lazy games like like the latest Tony Hawk game that they shipped the disc without the game because they were about to lose a license and they weren't finished, so they just shipped the disc basically, yeah, with some sort of launch or whatever that
yeah.
downloads the game from the servers.
But Omar, it's a little word mix up there. It's not downloading the game; it's downloading like critical game save data. I don't know. It used to be very popular on a PS3 when you first get a game, and they'll say, "Okay, in order to play this, you got to download, something first from this disc," and then you download it. And what happens is every time you put that disc in, it'll pull up the game save data from whatever you downloaded a while ago, and you can keep playing it. It's not actually the game. It's like a backup battery or some
But
shit. So you
but you just said download from the disk, so you're basically copying it from the disk then. So
yeah,
it's not downloading.
yeah, that's what I meant. You're
Yeah,
copying
okay, okay.
from the disk to embed.
Yeah. So you can still basically play it offline.
Yes, because the moment you delete that embedded stuff that you downloaded from the disk, you're gonna have to
Yeah,
to play the game
yeah.
or re. You know what I meant? Not
Yeah, I
download.
know what you mean. Yeah.
Gotcha. Then
So physical, baby.
physical. Um, yes, save point. And with that being said, you can find me Carbon Scorchub on Twitter and Vitamin G podcast every first Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Weep, how about we? Oh, I wanted to revive what you call it, anime podcast because now I'm gonna say it, pun intended. One Piece is gearing up for Year 5. Do you think they're gonna do justice?
Yeah, I think so.
I'm super excited. It's not this week, it's I think in the next 2 weeks.
Mm.
6th August. And also, super important thing. Apparently, new opening and new ending is gonna be there. So, yeah, let me end it.